And so, yeah, my personal brand, I create long and short form content across, we're weekly on YouTube, 3 times a day on TikTok, once a day on Instagram, once a day on LinkedIn. And then I also host the Practice Owners podcast. And so we are a bit of a content creation machine. Like there's huge amounts of like strategy and data. And as a marketing team, we are KPI'd on failing in the same way that I love collecting no's, we're KPI'd on fail. And so my marketing team member, 20% of her working time is allocated to fail time, which is time that she just does deep dive research into what we could be doing better, what's performing well, what's not performing well. To the extent of like, we're currently doing loads of testing in trial reels. And this week we have actually posted the same video 5 times with really micro tweaks to the same video 5 times to work out which tweaks are having what impact on the engagement rate, to like, that is the level that we operate the fail time. And so, my full-time job is making the business better, bringing in more work, and continuously tweaking the franchise model on the inside to make sure client experience doesn't drop and the team's experience doesn't drop either. But I feel like I've got quite used to the volume of the inquiries, and if I ever say it to another practice owner, they sort of flinch and then I'll believe. And like it's all organic. We've never done any paid advertising. Like every single inquiry comes from referrals. Mainly are our number one source of income, and that's, you know, the best marketing I'll ever do is creating clients who are talking about us on the Fly the Door stars or like telling their friends. And so that's the best marketing I'll ever do. But the second best is creating really organic content that comes from the feedback that I get from clients to create more of those.
Let's talk about the time, because that's obviously quite a lot of work to go through and create that amount of content. Do you sort of batch content? Do you record on a certain day, or is it like throughout the month? How would you approach that?
Yeah, so I record on a certain day of the week. I have an ideal week, which is sort of, you know, when I'm in a calm state of mind between Christmas and New Year, normally with a Toblerone in my hand. I think for the next 12 months, what is what does my diary look like that I'm excited to get out of bed every day, but I know I can like hit my KPIs. And so for me, I'm quite introverted. I don't like putting mascara on every day. And so I like to have like on days and off days. Off days is just me in a hoodie, tippy tappy and looking like a coder on my computer. And then the on days is me doing content creation as well. And so, I have a specific day of the week that I do all of my filming on, and I have a specific day of the week that I do all of my prep on. And so obviously scripting entire podcast episodes, scripting short form content. My personal brand turns over up to $250,000 on its own. And so doing brand deals, engaging with brand deals, working with sort of like agents and management as well. So I do a lot of the head down stuff on one day and then all of the filming on the other. And I am deaf. I really struggle to hear. And so my team member does all of my editing for me because I'm not very good at it because I can't hear.
No, that's cool. Another thing that I really like about your approach is you've almost took it to that next level of like, I'm really going to approach this like a marketing campaign, because it is essentially a marketing campaign. You're going into the details of what actual business have we brought in, and does that attribute to the actual work that we've been doing over here? How do you track that? Or is it literally just the type of clients that are coming in, or how do you sort of manage that side of it?
Yeah, of course. We've been testing in the last sort of 3 or 4 months, running content series that are really driven by. So I do a lot of brand deals. I work with people. I had an ad this week go live with ACCA, encouraging people to become an accountant. I do lots of deals with, I won't say any names in case you get a future sponsorship and I ruin your chances of being sponsored by a software vendor, but specific accounting software brand. And I take them so seriously, right? Like I storyboard them. I literally give the brands this whole like, I feel like my USP as an accounting content creator is storytelling. Like I've always loved telling stories. And I think as accountants, we tell stories through numbers. And so my job is to take that same passion, but through content. And so I started doing it when I was working with brands. And then I actually thought I need to treat my own videos as adverts, StriveX, and treat them with the same level of discipline. And so my content actually became a lot more elevated and impactful when I zoomed out and I looked at the entire 12 months of the year as a whole and broke it down into seasons. So I know that from November to the 31st of January is tax return season. And even though I don't specifically pitch for sole trader work and self-assessment tax return work, it's actually really good reach content for me to grow my platform, which further serves my audience. So that's one season. The second season would be a sort of like spring reset financial. We've just run a financial fitness series, which is helping people to change the way they feel about their business. And so if you do get quite overwhelmed with content, zooming out and breaking your year into themes or seasons can really help you to find cohesive ways of telling that story, but for your own business. And yeah, the thing that really changed a lot of our content was me treating every bit of content as an advert, but for my own business, not another brand.
And when you say sort of advert, do you mean, because I've seen obviously quite a bit of your content over the last sort of maybe 3 or 4 months as I've been engaging with it a bit more, and you have like videos about, this is this is how you can save money on your gym membership through your business, that sort of stuff. So it's almost educational, yet it is an advert. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, by advert, I mean really clear call to action, really clear purpose. And so if you don't know, if you're a creator and you're working with a brand, the brand will come to you and say, this is our campaign. And so that's what I mean about being more strategic of like, the series that you're mentioning was me on a treadmill, and it was a financial fitness series. Obviously, the pun being I'm on a treadmill that I've expensed through a limited company because it's in my office. And so it's a financial fitness series where I'm teaching people how to increase their financial fitness whilst walking on a treadmill. It has a clear concept. The umbrella that spans the entire thing is the treadmill, where a brand actually came to me, a sponsored brand came to me and said, we want an advert on the treadmill because it's become so iconic in a short space of time with what you're doing online. So it's really cool. And so, yeah, what I mean about treating it as an ad is, having a specific campaign, having a specific tone of voice, having a specific call to action, and being able to generate inquiries, like tangible data off the back of every single post. And I think sometimes people think that a video is one post, but actually this has been a really great example to me. Like I've learned a lot from how impactful it can be as a series. And so not only is it generating new work, the most common comment on any of those videos is, my accountant never told me this.